Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Tuesday, the 17th of October 2023. We'll be breaking down chart and show the exact zones where price will close above potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Monday, so the daily is bearish and maybe we could say this is a pullback for the high time frame before the continuation to the upside. Maybe we could say this is the weekly candle retracing before breaking this high and continuing bullish. Because just within one daily candle closing bearish, that doesn't mean price is going to retrace and correct this whole move that happened on Friday. Based on high time frame, based on the weekly time frame, based on how this weekly candle closed, there is no rejection to the upside to, let's say, to anticipate for price to pull back all the way down to, let's say, this area, like let's say the 1880 area or the 1870, based on this previous daily support, because this is something that we've seen previously. Okay, so I'm just going to show you something. So when you look back and for example, within this weekly candle closed with no wick at the top, then the following one obviously didn't continue bullish, closed weak bearish, and then started to consolidate. But then within this time frame here, we can clearly see there was a bullish momentum within these weekly candles, bullish, and then within this weekly candle it retraced. So it formed some sort of like a rejection, a retracement, telling you that price could retrace and reject this area. And obviously after that we've had a weekly resistance forming a resistance, and then price didn't retest this area. So maybe there will be a continuation to the upside. So now to break down the chart and looking at the daily candles, so the daily will be closing bearish, forming weak daily resistance around 1933 or 1931, dropping down to the 4-hour time frame and zooming in. And what we can see here is we have the most recent 4-hour support formed around 1911 400, the most recent week 4-hour resistance formed around 1922 700, dropping down to the hourly time frame. Now within the hourly time frame, what we can see, we have this hourly support around 1915 500. We have an hourly resistance around 1922 300. And when looking at the 5-minute time frame, we can adjust these levels to 1923. And then when looking on the level of support, again, we will keep this the same. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we do have a similar level of support and resistance. Something I want to adjust here is, because this is an hourly resistance around 1925 900, I'm just going to put the line around 1925 900, and this probably going to be the no trade zone, because within below the 1925 900 we have this previous 15-minute consolidation zone within this area. So now to identify the no trade zone, I'd say potential buys could be above 1925 900, potential sells could be below 1915 500. And this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys, and going back to the daily. So the first thing we can see based on the daily is we can see where the daily candle closed on Friday around 1932 700, dropping down to the 4-hour time frame. We haven't got anything recent within this level, because obviously we've had this gap down at the Asian session on Sunday. So we're probably gonna maybe adjust it to this previous daily resistance formed around 1934 300. I'd probably say the first target for buys, I'd probably stick to this daily close for the daily, where the daily candle closed on Friday around 1932 700. And the second target for buys, I'd probably, so we do have this weekly resistance formed around 1940 200. Drop it down to the daily, that matches with this previous daily resistance. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, we do have a 4-hour resistance around 1941 900. Drop it down to the hourly, and we're looking at the most recent price action. We have an hourly resistance around 1938 900. I'd probably stick to the high time frame, especially of like how much volume we've been getting lately. Excuse me. So I'd say the second target for buys could potentially be 1940 200, targeting this weekly resistance. And now to look for potential sells. Going back to the daily, the first thing we can see, we have this clean candle that was formed on Friday. Now, what we're going to do, actually, let's have a look at the monthly, the weekly, nothing that I can notice, dropping down to the daily. So on the daily, we're going to put a line to where the daily candle was formed, the bottom of the daily candle formed on Monday, dropping down to the 4 hour time frame, the hourly. Now we have an hourly support around 1908,800. Dropping down to the 30-minute time frame, we have a 30-minute support around 1907,500. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, now we do have this 15-minute support, and we have a lower 50-minute support as well, around 1905,900. So I'd say the first target for sells, and just to be more like, I'd say just because of how this daily candle has been forming, I'd probably stick to this hourly support formed around 1909,500. The second target for sells, now going back to the monthly, and we try to find some sort of like a wick or a support or a previous resistance. So zooming in, dropping down to the 4 hour time frame, nothing to say really, but what I can see on the left, I have this previous 4 hour resistance around 1909,500. Let's look at the hourly. Within this recent price action, nothing to see really, dropping down to the 30-minute and the 50-minute time frame, and nothing to see. But let's have a look on the hourly on the left. So on the hourly time frame, we have this previous hourly resistance formed around 1902,600. So I'd say the second target for sells could potentially be 1902,600, targeting this previous 1 hour resistance formed around on the 27th of September 2023.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.